Hi, welcome to Arm Wraps. My name is Randy Miller, and today I'm going to be showing you how I wrap a C80 mini fridge display. And right now, Abstract, this company right here, hired us to do one demonstration, actually, or wrap one mini fridge right now, testing this out. And this is what I'm going to be showing you. So basically what we're going to be wrapping is the light box, the body, and also the frame of the door and everything. That's basically what we're going to be doing today. So if you want to stick around and learn how I do everything, great. Everything we print out is on the HP Latex 700W series printer. And so if you want something like this, you go to armwraps.com website, go on the bottom of the website, and it's a commercial pop up, and you can see more samples, but also it'll tell you what we need from you for doing this right here. We have lots of different kind of choices. The choices you can do is full service. That's everything. That's we need to know what kind of mini fridge you want, and if you have the design, you can send it to us, or you can download the template of this right here, the SC80 template. It's on the website, armwraps.com website. Bottom of the website, it says free templates. You go right there, download it, give us a file, send it to us, and then that's what the company did right here. The Abstract company gave us these files. We print it out on the machine, the printer, and then we print it out, and then we're going to wrap it, do the full service wrap. Once it's all done, I use the Bonjoro app, show the customer a video showing them exactly what they got and everything, make sure everything looks good before we even ship it out. I kind of go from there. So if you want something like the full service, please let me know. You can contact me at info@rmwraps.com website. Call me at 208-696-1180. Tell me what you're looking for. If you want one of these fridges, if you want the IDW fridges or any other fridges you want, or mini fridges displays you want, we kind of need to know all the information you want. Another thing is, if you want just to do the body alone and the light box, you can. Or if you want add-ons, is the window, actually the frame of the wrap, a different color. That's what we're going to show you right today. And also a sticker. It can be a white cutout vinyl. That's what we mainly do, is that. Or it can be a colorful logo on top, right there. Lots of different options you can choose from. We're just kind of molding around you. So let's kind of get to it. So now what we're going to do is, I cleaned it real good with rubbing alcohol. Well, actually, I cleaned it real good with invisible glass cleaner. Actually, it cleans it, gets all the oils and dust and stuff like there. I cleaned everything right that way before the video started. Also, I cleaned the light box area there. And I'm going to show you how to install all this over here. But right now, we're going to do the body first. I'm going to put this glass door over here and get it out of the way. If you've got any comments or questions, comment down below. I can answer you after I get done with the video and everything. I'm basically here for you. Now, another level of customer service is basically, I'm going to add Primer 94 around the edges. It just makes the vinyl stick a little better long term and everything. What we try to do is get as transparent as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get around the edges of these guys right here, the little, and right here, around the edges right here, and the back end right here. This actually sinks the vinyl into the nuts, basically. The screws, I'm sorry. Okay. This is what we do all the time. It's just another level of customer service. Okay, Primer 94 around the edges. Use heat gun. Just want to make sure it's completely dry before I put the vinyl on there. Okay, with all the prints we have right here, oops. We actually, in every print we do, Let's do the body first. Okay, the reason why I'm showing you these videos is because if you don't want the full service, you want just the prints alone, you can do the body, the light box. The door is a little more challenging. You need to have a professional do that because of the lock and other things. So this is the reason why I'm showing these videos. So if you want to tackle this and even tackle the door, I'm just teaching you how to do it. So every order you get, even we do it, we put little markers right here, and hopefully you can kind of, it's really dark in this area, so there's a marker here, here. That indicates the corners of these guys right here. We also cut the backing right here. This is called tacking on strip, so we can just remove this. You can lay it right there, and it gets it all prepped out. So what I'm doing right here, I'm going to actually move this guy a little closer for you guys to see. Again, if you got any comments or questions, comment down below. And we do this every print we do, is we make these little markers. So there's a little dot right there, the little white dot. I'm following that guy right there. And this guy, these little markers help out tremendously, especially when you're installing it. You know exactly where you're gonna go off. So if I didn't have these markers, the front side would be going this way and the back side going this way. So when you get to the other side, it will be totally off. This will indicate that it is completely straight and level. And the reason why we do these the tacking on strip is exactly what this off. I was off just like a little hair. So I'm actually feeling where the edge is at on my finger. I'm going to tack on that side over here, tack it off on the other side, so it should be perfectly level. I'm going to pull this taunt so I know exactly where the corners are at. I'm going to double check on this side right here. Yep. Looks pretty good. It's off by a little bit, and that's the beauty and the plus thing. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna move it over just like a little hair. There we go. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So I'm tacking on. And again, another order is when you order it from RM Wraps, you get a squeegee similar to this and a knife. And so I'm trying to show people you're getting all the tools that you need for this project right here. Okay, so let me back up a little bit so it's not so close. Okay, there. Okay, I'm gonna pull the backing off and see how that's kind of right there. So I'm just gonna kind of, oops, take it off. All right, let me try that again one more time. Corner, there. Tack it on. I'm using a 3M air release channel, matte sheen. A lot of it's matte sheen. Okay, so I'll double check everything, make sure everything looks good. Okay, grab the backing, it won't push too hard up. Okay, I'm just gonna walk it down just like this. Then I'm gonna take my squeegee. I'm gonna squeegee all that, making sure all the air bubbles are out. And I always like to triple check everything. Okay. Now on this right here, the edges, I like to do is I'm going to pull it taut. I'm going to get the bottom right here, and it's going to go at an angle. And once everything, the vinyl is down, I'm going to actually use a heat gun to sink in these little guys right here. But I just want to get it started right here. Okay. Now I'm going to take my squeegee. All the squeegees we make in the house, we put arrows on there, so it indicates the corner, or it indicates which direction to go towards. See right here. So when you're doing a squeegee, the best angle is at a 30-degree angle, so it forces the air bubbles out and about, and also goes to the squeegees. Okay. With any vinyl, I just kind of pull this down just a little bit. And if you got an air bubble, you can use your finger or thumb. Okay. Again, you can download the template. If you're a graphic designer or you have a graphic designer, you can send them that template, free template you can download. It's a PDF file that you can do. You can open up in Illustrator or Photoshop, and it shows all the layers. So we need all the layers on there, just in case we need to fine tune anything on the graphic before we print it out. And he said, this looks pretty close, but we need to just to move this over. Prime example, this guy right here was off by 1/4 of an inch, or about 1/2 an inch right here. So we move this label over just a little bit. And some other things that we had to fine tune and fix. Just double check and make sure everything looks good. Okay, let's go over here. Same kind of concept. Sorry about the jitteriness. One of these days I'm going to actually get a 3 camera system going. Okay. Again, I'm kind of walking it in. I got most of it. Now I'm going to just use my squeegee. At the end of every job, what we do is we give the customer, again, we go on the Bonjoro app, and it's an email video, and it's just directly to them. It's not public or anything. So the customer actually sees everything before we ship it out. So when you want the full service, what we need to know is what kind of mini fridge, refrigerator, or unit you want to wrap, and then how many. And if we don't have the template, we need to order at least one of these guys, and then we can do the true template. Give it a template to you if you want you guys to design it, or if you want us to design it. We're basically here for you, basically. So once we get to know what kind of unit you want to wrap, how many you want to wrap, once we get the template and everything, we'll send you a buy button on the website, the rmwraps.com website, and it'll be your own custom page, like this customer right here. And stage 1, we're going to have it in stages. Stage 1 is basically we get the mini fridge or the unit, and it's including the unit, the printing, and the installing. Stage 2 is because we don't know the cost of the shipping. It's basically for the shipping cost. And once we get everything done, we will pack it up, box it up, and then once we get the address of where it's going to go, then we'll go, okay, so-and-so, you can go to stage 2. And once that stage 2 is paid for, then we will ship it out. And if it's a single unit like this, we normally ship it out, and these are just scraps. We'll box it up and everything, and this is a 1-inch foam board for like insulation. So we will box it all the way around. It costs a little bit more, but it's a lot safer shipping it. If it's on a pallet, we don't normally do that. This is actually going on. I don't know if you can see that pallet over there. There's a little small pallet. We're going to put it right back on the pallet and call it good. Okay, let's get these little guys right here. There we go. I'm going to get my heat gun. You can see how we sink it in. Just take a little heat. You don't need much. There we go. Now, what I want to do is get the sides. We'll get the back done next. Okay, this one I'm just going to go straight in this corner right here and go straight out. I'm going to get my glasses on this one right here. So if you want to just do one, like this, the customers, they want to test this out and see how the quality looks like and everything, that's perfectly fine. I recommend that. And then when you're happy with it, we can start doing a lot more for you. Once we get the rhythm going and exactly what you guys want done and everything. The back is just as important as the front. So I'm just going to do the back real quick. Again, if you got any questions, let me know. I can answer you after the video is over. Or if it's, you know, like 1 or 2 years down the road, I'll still answer you. Try to be as transparent as possible in this business. And I'm showing you almost everything that we do. Okay, let's get down to below. We do a lot of custom design, so if you want something custom, even for your refrigerators or doors or even cabinetries, we all do that too. The body is the easiest thing to do. That's the reason why I'm showing you first. Later on, after I get done with the video, I'm going to actually, in the timestamp area, I'm actually going to put where to go if you want to do the body, the light box, or the door. I will put this timestamp down in the description box to make it easier for you to, or faster to get to. And speaking of the description box, I will put more videos of the past projects we've done. Also, the template of this SC80. And some other projects we've done in the past. So you can see more samples or more videos or more companies that we worked with in the past. It'll be down below. Okay, that is it for the body. Okay, let's go next to, we're going to do the light box next. And again, what we do for the light box, camera's not being good on me. Okay. Now the light box, make sure, I've done it a couple times. This is the bottom of the light box, so just remember the slots right here on the bottom. What I've done before, I put this like this, and then when I install it, it was upside down. So just make sure it's like that right there. Okay, next is that guy right there. You take the strip off, the tacking on strip. And oops, I forgot to put the markers on here, so we're going to get real close to what we need to. A lot of times right here I put marker here and here, here and here, so I know exactly where it's, I just forgot to just put it on there. Not a big deal. We'll just do it the kind of the old-fashioned way. And let me get that ruler real quick. Okay, so we're going to tack it on. It looks pretty straight to me. 2 inches. Oh, I got lucky. Yeah, I got lucky. Perfect. Jesus, that was good. Okay. So, again, we do put markers on the light box, and I just forgot. So here, here, and here. Simple as that. On this one, You know what I'm gonna do? A lot of times I do is I go on this table. I made this table. It's called the wrapping table. I made several of these, and this is actually the first prototype I did, and it's one of my favorite ones because it's meaty, it's heavy. Anyways, I think this is the one yeah, this is the one. So basically I just kind of lock it into, no, that's not the one. It's the other, oh, it's the other wrapping table I'm used. Anyways, the other wrapping table, the holes are a little bit smaller, and I can actually lock this into place and it won't move anywhere. Yeah. Same kind of concept. It's lifted up high, so I'm just gonna use it. On this one, I just kind of like using my hands. A little bit easier. There we go. I go back and forth with my other wrapping table. The other wrapping table is a little more, it's definitely better. I grabbed this first one. Okay. But you'll see why I like using the wrapping table, because first of all, it holds it, but you're gonna see how I do this door, and I hate to say it, but I can't live without it when I'm wrapping these doors. You can do the cabinet doors, but also the mini fridge doors with it, and it's a night and day dream. One of these days, once I get motivated on doing that again, I'm gonna actually put this for sale. These table wraps, and because I swear by them. Right now, I'm just focusing on getting some the new website all done and organized, and then just baby steps. There's lots of things to do when you own a business. You need to fix things before you start innovating again, and that's in my process right now, is fixing things the right way this time. So in the long term, it helps. Okay, so I'm gonna put this light box over here for now. We can't put them on just yet because we gotta put the door on. Now, let me move this over here real quick. Hopefully you guys are learning something. If you got any questions, let me know. Oop. Okay, move this over. That's the reason why I designed this table. Okay, this is the back. This is the inside, if you want to call it. And I forgot to add the tape, but also the Power 94. I just like using Power 94. It's just, again, it bonds everything. I don't want any customers saying, hey, it's lifting up or whatever. So this is where the seal is at, and I really don't need to have it on the seal or right by the seal, but I just do it anyways. I get the corners. I get basically the lock area right here. Go flip around to the front where this lock part is right here. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to this helps out the vinyl. It doesn't stick as much, and I'll show you why. It doesn't have to be right exactly onto it. When I'm doing the vinyl, putting the vinyl over there, I just don't want it to stick on the glass as much. That's the only reason why I do this. And then when I'm removing it, it's a heck of a lot easier. Oops, did I get you? Let me know if you like these videos. I've always done the videos. I just every once in a while the inputs are not as much, but I always like to have inputs. People tell me they like them or not, or they're learning from something, or whatever. Okay, so right here's the handle part. I'm just going to do most of it. Again, it's easier for me just to put this on here. There we go. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little dab right here around the edges. Again, you don't have to have it. I like to have it. Gonna go right up to the edge, corner, corner. It's just the routine I go through all the time for all these full services. Okay. Let me put this back and we'll have it dry just a little bit. I like to have an organized shop, so I put everything back once I get done working with it, so it's a nice clean shop. And grab the heat gun. I'm going to definitely need the heat gun for these edges. Okay. Sometimes what I do is I just put a piece of paper right here. It helps not bond to the vinyl sticks on, that's not a big deal. It's just easier for me to get the vinyl stick out. Again, you don't have to do this. There. You'll see what I'm talking about once I start removing the vinyl on the window. So make sure the paper or the tape is not on the subject, the frame. Okay. Now, again, I use a tack-on strip. I just remove it. I hang it over this way, so I can move it around. I'm going to kind of level it out, making sure it's everywhere. There and there. Okay. Make sure it's going over here, that way, perfect. Okay. Oops. Just want to make sure it goes again. I moved it up a little bit, so. Luckily, this is a solid color. I'm not too anal about where it's going to be. Now, if there's like little graphics or some kind of pattern or design or something like that, I will definitely put markers here and here on the print itself, so I can line it up perfectly, just like the sides and the doors and everything. Okay, I'm just going to walk it in. This right here is the trickiest part. That's where, actually, you know what? Let me see if I can get it closer for you guys. So it's right. I need a. There we go. There we go. So I can get as close as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little bit at a time. A little circle. This is where you need to be patient. There we go. Now I'm just going to kind of slowly walk it in. So to get most of it in there, I'll take a squeegee and heat gun. This part, I admit, this is the most challenging area right here, is this little guy right here. Oops, sorry. So once it's as close as you can, I'm going to use my fingernail. Once as close as I can get it, I'm going to take my knife. I'm going to cut it again. There's probably a 1/8 inch vinyl going up. And when you're cutting it, lift it up soft or slowly, just in case if you don't cut all the way through the vinyl like I just did right here. You know what, I'm going to actually get a new blade. Should have checked it when I... There you go. Okay, next what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the corners. Let's go do a 45-degree angle cut. Get over here real quick. Okay. Now this is the top. So I'm going to actually do the top. I'm going to do the top first. And then have the vinyl, 1/8 inch vinyl going onto the side. The only time you can see that little dent is if you kind of look for it. So let me see if I can get that. I don't know if you can see it, but it's 1/8 inch right there. Get a little bit of cut in that. There we go. Right there. So I want the vinyl on top of the vinyl, so that when the vinyl does shrink a little bit, you won't see the black. And if it was a white frame, you won't see the white. Let me show you again on this side right here. So hopefully you can see all that. I'm going to move it over. And I'm going to burn myself. Cut straight down. Now on this right here, it's going to go on the other side where the still is, so I'm going to cut just a little bit of angle. Again, I'm going to be on this side right here, a little bit of angle. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, don't forget to take that part out. Oh, and this part too. That is where you hold the door in. Okay, next what I'm going to do is see, this is the beauty of having a table wrap raised up like this. You can go underneath. That's the beauty of it. Move that. There's a little bit better. Okay. Next, this is the bottom of the door, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the vinyl, I'm going to go on the other side so you see less of the the little crease right there, you only see it on one side. And most people won't see all that anyways. It's just certain people like us that see it. Okay, so on this side right here, I'm just going to go straight down. Nice clean cut. So it's straight even right here. Okay, bring it in. I kind of normally do all these wraps at the end of the day. It kind of releases. It's more relaxing for me to do, especially if it's only like one product service. Okay, right here, this is where the handle is. You can see where it's buckling a little bit. So I'm gonna get a little closer for you to see, show you. There we go. So I'm just gonna heat it up and it'll soften up a little bit. And I'm just gonna bring it right back down like that. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna bring it in on the corner, take 1/8 inch. I know you can't see it, but that's what I'm doing. Cut at an angle. Over here on this side, I'm just gonna go straight down. Nice clean cut along the edge. Okay, now I'm just gonna pull this guy in. Get where the stripper or the sill is at. Sorry. I'm gonna take my heat gun. This is where the handle part is. I'm gonna try to sink it as much as I can before I cut it. So it's a nice tight fit. Again, the only challenging part on this project right here is this door. Because of this guy right here and this little guy right here, the lock. That's the only challenging part. Okay, last and least is the top part of the door right here, what you seeing. Okay, just gonna kind of walk it, slowly walk it in. There's like a little ridge right there. Okay, here I'm going to cut straight down, right at the edge. Okay, right here in the corner, I'm going to go straight, watch your fingers. Right at the corner, I'm going to go straight to say the angle a little bit. Get that little guy out there, the hole. And then shove it in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this guy. Make sure everything looks good. Let me get this guy a little higher. I'm going to show you how to get that seal on there too. Come on. Stay with me. There it is. Okay, you got probably about a half inch or a 1/4 inch. lip right here. I cut the extra vinyls off. There it goes. All right. Now let me put the seal on of the back of the door, the glass door. It's a rubber seal. And oh, it's right behind me. All right, there it is. So on this rubber seal, this goes on the metal, and this goes, these little strips right here go on the groove, I'm sorry. And you just need a little pressure, that's all. That's all you have to do. It's like a little pressure and it locks it in there. It's kind of the same kind of seal you have on your doors that are going outside. They have like a little groove too. Okay, make sure they're all nice and in. Simple as that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this guy right here. Let me reposition this a little bit better. There we go. Okay, on this one I like to do, I like to just use my finger and I gotta go about a ½ inch or quarter inch. I'm just kind of relieving. I can feel where the edge is at. That's the reason why I'm using my finger. I'm just relieving the stress of the vinyl. And then once the stress is relieved, then I can get a little tighter with my squeegee. So this is where the paper comes in. It just comes right off. If not, I'd be fighting it right now. If it was just right on the paper or the glass itself, I'll be just fighting it. I'm leaving a little crease right here in the corners. Okay, now I'm going to do is I'm just softening the vinyl up, just to add a little baby heat on there. Not much. You're having that vinyl relax into the grooves. You can kind of see it rippling a little bit. So that's where the tape comes in. The vinyl doesn't stick very well with the tape, so it sinks it in even more. Okay, so I just barely put any of that heat on. Now what I'm going to do, once I get this cut, and what I use is this is called 8-day tape, so it doesn't have a lot of tack to it either. It's a little bit cheaper than the blue tape. I personally like the 8-day tape better from past experiences. Okay, now the vinyl is right on the surface, or right on the edge of this frame, and I'm just taking my, kind of feel where the edges are at too. Taking my fingernail and just kind of shoving in as close as I can right there, and we are good. Okay, next thing I do, let's get this set up down here. If you're sticking with me, great. Hopefully you're enjoying this. Okay, I put everything, all the screws in. Also, I put everything in these little cubby holes so I don't lose it. This is actually a little spacer for the door. Here we go. And this goes on the door itself. Oops. There we go. And I got another tool that would lock these guys in. It's this guy right here. I just have my drill out. There it is. So the last and least is actually the light box. So I'm gonna make sure it's nice and level. Okay. The light box is the easiest thing you can do is you just slide it in right to left. So it locks it into this little groove right here. You just have to pull this over just a little bit. Try to be gentle. I never had one break yet, but just try to be gentle and push it off to the left. And just kind of lock it in. If you can. She's a fighter. There we go. We are all done. Just double check everything. Everything looks good. I'll clean it again with a glass cleaner. Making sure the stripper is on all the way down. Looks good. Okay. The next thing I'm gonna be doing, find my phone. It's basically where's my phone? Hold on, I was going to show you. If you'll let me. No. So it's an app that I take or use on all my apps. I just moved it, so. What's it called? It's called the Bonjoro app, and it's, oops, not that guy. It's that guy right there. It's called the little bear right there. If you click on that, and it's a Bonjoro. And this is why I make all the little videos. I'm going to show the customer this is what it looks like. If you like it and everything. And then once when you say, yeah, it looks great, we're going to box it up, weigh it, and give us the address. Once we set the address, and it'll be this much. And then once stage 2 is all paid for, and then we ship it out. So that's the process we do. And also we did take pictures, after shots, and also videos for purposes that we just want to show everything from that. Okay, if you have any comments, comment down below. And if you want any more information, you should go at the rmwraps.com website. At the bottom of the website, you can see the commercial display fridges. You can see all that. If you have a display, if you want just regular, same kind of concept. Templates, bottom of the website, free templates. You can download the template here, the SC80 template. It's sent to us once it's design and everything. And you get a hold of me if you want. 208-696-1180. Email me at info@rmwraps.com, and I will answer any of your questions and stuff like that. If you want to do a video call, let us know. We can do a video call too. But again, thank you for watching and sticking around as long as you can. All right. You guys have a good day. Stay tuned. We got more videos. I got to make another video. Whoops. That guy right there, it's an IDW fridge display. And we're just going to do measurements on that. But also tomorrow, we are actually wrapping that guy right there. It's a little more advanced as the C80. Let me show you real quick. It's a little more meatier. Clear box, of course, right here. The LED lights are real LED lights shooting out. You can see the quality of this. Door is thicker, it's heavier, spring-loaded. The SC80 isn't. Also, the meat, the engine, if you call it. mine's wiped. It's more heavy duty. More commercialized heavy duty. So this is the IDW fridges. I think it's the C6 one. I haven't did the numbers on it yet, but we're just gonna, right now we're making a template for this for the customer. So that he's gonna print out. We're gonna print this out and we're gonna wrap it out. Hopefully tomorrow, if not the next day. Okay. All right. Stay tuned for this guy and other things. All right. Talk to you later.